Hello and welcome everyone. I'm so happy to have you here with me today, and I'm super excited because my friend Cindy Lish is joining us today. I am happy to have Cindy here today because she is an employment expert and she has decided to focus on helping stay-at-home moms who want to return to the workforce get back there. Her career has been long. She has a real I'll let her tell you about her stats. It is really amazing.
Hi, Sharon. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so happy to speak to your women. Yeah, I'm a mom. I'm a career transitioner. I'm an employment expert. I was a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. I was an emerging markets trader before children. Went back to the workforce 8 years ago, and in the past 8 years, I have empowered over 500 women with the confidence, tools, and skills to return to the workforce. I'm the founder of my own company with a signature program for stay-at-home moms. And before that, I was the program coordinator for the international nonprofit Dress for Success Worldwide, where I had the highest statistics worldwide. 85% of the women in my classes got jobs. And I'm super excited to talk to you ladies today.
So the reason that this is really important to me that it be Cindy. Now I know that Cindy is not divorced. However, Cindy stayed at home for a really long time. She left a really great career. And then when she went back out to work, she totally reinvented herself and became an expert at something that she created. And one of the reasons that I have decided to work with divorced women like you, is because I know that there is a way to build a dream life no matter where you are in age, in career, and getting divorced is really tough. So let's just get on. I have some questions for Cindy, and she can give us some guidance as to what to do now. So right now, things are pretty uncertain. We've got to stay at home. We've got to work from home. Some of us are actually looking to go back out to work because we're divorced, and that is now just the way that we get the bills paid. So Cindy, what would you advise these women who are now, like, we have got all of this happening, people getting laid off, being forced to work from home, and there are some women out there who need to go back to work after staying at home because of divorce? What would you advise them to do first?
Okay, so first off, take a breath. Don't be so worried about what's happening in the market right now. This is temporary, okay? I've been in meetings continuously with hiring managers all week, and the prediction is that this is temporary. But the other good news is that, first off, hiring has not stopped. It has slowed, but it has not stopped. So that's really fantastic news. Also understand that with all the layoffs, part of the layoffs is they're getting rid of dead weight. They're getting rid of people that weren't productive in the beginning, and now this is an opportunity that will open up for new blood, for fresh people to be coming in and getting a job. Okay, so that's one thing. Also understand that while some industries are not doing very well right now and have virtually disappeared right now, there are other industries that are booming, and there are a whole plethora of new jobs that have been created because of this crisis, okay? And new jobs are being posted all the time. If you look on Indeed, if you look on the major search engines, there are jobs that are being posted today, yesterday, the day before that, brand new jobs in all fields, both corporate jobs and nonprofit jobs, okay? The first thing I want you to realize is that there are going to be a lot of people out there looking for jobs, but they're gonna be doing it in a panic mode. So instead of putting in the dedicated effort to look for the job the right way, they're just going to be throwing resumes out there, hundreds and hundreds of resumes, and hoping something sticks. And that's not the right way to go through a job search, and that's not going to get them the results. On top of which, employers have more time now because they're not in their offices, they're at home just like you are. There's more time in their schedule. So instead of the normal 6 seconds that they're spending looking at a resume, they have more time to look at a resume. They have more time to look at your LinkedIn profile. They have more time to do all these different things that ordinarily they wouldn't have time to do. Read your cover letter. So your opportunities in a lot of cases may be greater now because they have a greater chance to be looking at you if you go ahead and do this the right way, not in a frantic method, but you go about the job search in the right way. Okay. You know, hard work will always beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. And a lot of the people right now are not going to be working hard at the job search. They're just going to be working at it in a frantic way. I have clients that come to me that, oh, before I met you, I've applied to over 2,000 jobs. Clearly, they didn't do it the right way. Like 5 weeks later, I have them employed because all they were doing was hit send, hit send, hit send.
So you touch on a really great concept of doing it the right way. And I think for most of us, even me, because I was a stay-at-home mom who went back out, I am sure I did not do it the right way. We have some women who have been out of the workforce for a short time. And then we have some other women who have been out of the workforce for a really long time. What would be the different approaches for these two groups?
Okay, some of it's going to remain the same and some of it's going to be a little bit different. For everybody, I'm going to advise you, strongly advise you, that you don't just create one generic template resume and send that off to everybody, because every job has different requirements. Even jobs with the same job title in different companies could want different things. And, you know, people create one resume because it's easy. It's very hard. It's time consuming to create lots of different resumes for every single job that you're applying for. But that's how you're going to get the results. What happens is the employers are telling you exactly what they're looking for. They write a list and they send it to you. And you know where that is? That's the job posting. Like, here, this is what we want in a candidate. And then if you send something to them that looks totally different from that, or doesn't show that you have the ability to do those things, you're not going to get called in for that job interview. Okay, or if you leave out the most important things, people tell me, hey, Cindy, I didn't put that in there. I was waiting and saving that for the interview. Well, here's the secret. If you don't put your best stuff in the resume, you may never get called in for the interview. So it's really important that every single time you're applying for a job, and this goes for everybody, that you research the company, you research the job, you study the job description, and you match the job, your resume up with the job description every single time. Okay, now, for people who've been out of the workforce for a longer period of time, we all know about that gap, and we want to talk about closing the gap on the resume. Volunteering is a fantastic way to close the gap on the resume. And if you haven't volunteered yet, start today, okay? There's always places to volunteer. And what's really great about volunteering is, number one, it gets you out there. Okay, it has you networking with people. It could be the people that you are volunteering with, the company, corporation, organization you're volunteering with. It could be the other people you're volunteering with. It could be the clients. It could be the recipients. There's all different ways that you are networking when you're out there volunteering. You're also gaining skills. You're filling up your skill gap. You're learning new things. So, you know, all volunteering is good volunteering, and I don't want to say one part of volunteering is better than another. But on the other hand, I would look to volunteer somewhere where you have a title, somewhere where you have a sense of responsibility, that you can write about your accomplishments on your resume. So if you are the fundraiser, even for the PTA, and you're collecting donations, and you're organizing the fashion show for the PTA, or you're writing ads, or you're doing something, you're the treasurer, I'd rather you do that than if you were, say, just handing out food in a pantry. Okay, again, I'm not knocking any form of volunteering, but if you're working in the pantry, maybe you're the person that organizes the donations. Okay, so that you have some accomplishments that you can write on your resume. The other thing for people that have been out of the job force for a long time is make sure that you're not making yourself older than you really are. Take off those outdated words. Let's not have Lotus 123 on your resume and Word Perfect on your resume. And ability to do internet research, which might have been great 25 years ago, but now any 3-year-old can do internet research. So make sure that the things on your resume are updated. Update your skills. Go online. Use Skillshare. Use GCFLearnFree.org. Use YouTube. Go online. Update your computer skills. You know, when we obsolete, like we don't want to learn anything new, then the jobs are not available to us anymore because we're outdated. Okay, I'm working with a client right now. She's done marketing for some very, very big companies. And now it's many, many years later. She wants to go back to the workforce, but she doesn't understand social media marketing. So I said, okay, listen, you're a really smart lady. Here's what I want you to do to research social media marketing. Okay, and then you'll be up to speed. You already know how to market. Okay, learn about SEO optimization. Learn about these things. Fill up the gap with what you don't know.
That is brilliant advice. Fill up the gap with what you don't know. So be always learning, be curious, and continue to be curious. And Cindy makes the point of the things that we're doing right now that we think have no worth, volunteering. Cindy is letting us know volunteering matters. They build your skill set, they allow you to network, and it gets you out there. It also gets you interested in something new that was probably outside of what you thought you liked. It really introduced you to new industries. And it brings me to another question. Should you look for a job where the money is? Or is it possible when you are beginning to think about where you want to go and what you want to do to start where you have some sort of interest? How should we approach that? Because we know a lot of people tell us this industry, they're always hiring it, get into sales or get into XYZ because that is where the money is. Does that make for a good process, the hiring process and career?
Well, look, I think you need to go down and explore your why. You need to figure out why you're going back to work, what you want from the job. Understand that we want different things at different times in our lives. So if you are recently divorced, what are your financial needs? How old are your children? What responsibility do you have there? Because as our children grow older, and we're both mothers and our children are both older, they need us, but they need us in a different way. If your children are small, you may need to be a lot more hands-on. So if you're going to where the money is, the hours are probably going to be longer. There may be travel. The schedule is going to be different than when your children, if you're going in a different career. So I urge clients to be realistic about that, what they're looking for. If you tell me I want to have the same level of income I had before, but before I was the manager and I traveled for 4 days a week and I was only home on the weekends and, I worked very long hours and I want to still earn that kind of money, but I don't want to travel anymore. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to commute more than 30 minutes. It doesn't make sense. So look and see what your needs are right now. And there is no reason that the job you go into today has to be the job you're going to have forever. Okay, this could be a stepping stone job towards something else. Or you can find that you really, really love what you're doing and want to make a career out of it. There's also the whole concept of transferable job skills. If you were a director, a manager in one organization, in a corporate world, you can certainly do that in a nonprofit sector as well. There are a lot of skills that we have. If you work as a teacher and you're like, I'm not going into the classroom ever again, why couldn't you be a program manager running programs for youth? There are so many opportunities out there. On top of which, there are so many part-time opportunities that actually pay real income. There are remote jobs of high-level positions. There are a number of different opportunities out there. It's seeing what you want, seeing what makes sense for you, for your family, and weighing the distance, the benefits, the schedule, and choosing properly right now. But just going to the money for something where you're not going to be happy, I don't really recommend it. When you're going back to the workforce, it's hard. It's hard mentally, it's hard physically, emotionally. If you're going to go to a job that you can't stand, you're going to be angry. You're not going to enjoy doing that job. And I just want to give you one example of a divorced woman, a client of mine. She wasn't divorced, she was separated, and she moved to another state from where she was with her husband, and she wanted to make a go on her own. She had been working, but she needed a better job. She kept getting these long-term temp jobs. And then she hit the last one, and then she was unemployed. And she said, I don't know what to do. I can't pay my rent next month. And everybody I know, my friends and family, are telling me, you have to go back to your ex. You have to go back to your ex. There's no choice. And she says, I don't want to do that. And I suggested to her, I said, you live in this apartment that is really, really expensive. Maybe you move. Okay, you don't have to live there. And she said, no, this is important to me. My son is in high school and it's near his school and his team and his church. And these are very important social things for him right now. I don't want to move. So I said, okay, I have an idea. You really have one chance on this. And if not, you know, I don't know what you're going to do, but you have one chance. You can take a risk. And she was a risk taker. I said, talk to your landlord. You've always paid your rent on time. Ask if you could use your security deposit for the next month's rent. But you have to work really, really hard during this month to try to get another job, doing everything I've taught you, targeting your resume, targeting your cover letters to get another job. And she did that. And she got a job in that month. And in a short amount of time, she was able to pay back the security deposit. And she did it. She had that job. And then her son graduated from high school, moved on. And you know what? She's been at the same job for a number of years. She moved to a better apartment now. She is now a divorced, quote, single woman. She has the money to travel with her girlfriends all the time, to enjoy the life she wants. And she made this all work. And she reached back out to me recently and said, I don't know if you remember this, but that was the best advice that you ever gave me. And I was able to stand up for myself. It was tough, but I did what I wanted. I followed my passion. I didn't just get into everybody else telling me, you can't do this, you're not good enough, go back to your ex. And I made it work, and look at where I am now. So ladies, you absolutely can do this. You just have to work hard. Okay, you're warriors. Look at what you've survived already. You've gotten divorced. You've survived so much.
Thank you. That was really inspiring, and it really clicks on a point. Everything that you've said. Before we take any action, we need to know what we ultimately want. Divorce was hard, and it gave us an opportunity to create a life that feels good. But we need to sit down and get inside ourselves and understand, what does that mean to me? And what are the things I will have to do to get that? What am I not willing to give up? And what am I willing to try? And so, Cindy, I thank you so much for sharing your expertise, your inspiration, and just letting us know that there is a way to do everything. Being on your own financially might be one of the hardest things we deal with as divorced women, because we either shared it or we were not responsible for it at all. And just knowing that there are many options, and there are coaches like you who can help us. We don't have to figure it out all by ourselves. So a coach like Cindy is the kind of person that you reach out to and you say, this is my truth. I have been away for X amount of years. I want to do this. I don't want to go back there. This is where I see my whole ultimate dream. And she really is an expert at telling you, this is how you get from where you are right now to where you want to be. And if you want to get in front of the hiring manager, I can help you get exactly to the people who will benefit from your expertise. And I will tell you how to show up. And you bring your inner wisdom, you bring your inner strength on the interview, but I will make you ready. And we know that when we have support, we are even stronger. So Cindy, if somebody from my group wanted to reach out to you because they are really ready to just go back out there and get into the workforce one more time, how could they reach you?
Sure. So there's a couple ways they can reach me. They can go to my website, which is cindylish.com, CINDYLISH.com, and they can book a free 45-minute discovery call with me on the website. They can also go directly to my calendar, which is Cindy Lish Calendar, all like one word, CINDYLISHCALENDAR.me, M-E. And they can go directly onto my calendar. I'd be happy to speak with any of the women that would like to know how to get over their fears, build confidence, and successfully get back to the workforce. I call my approach a combination between holding you by the hand and kicking you in the butt.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy. And everyone, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you reach out to Cindy. If you are really ready to get back out there, you are not stuck. I am here to help you. She is there to help you. And with that, I say thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you,
Thank you,
Cindy, for
Sharon.
showing up. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.